Greetings, this is Pastor Dan, the Preacher Man, coming at you again with another bit of advice on marriage counseling, premarital counseling that I hope will help you. And we're going to deal with realistic and unrealistic expectations. And as a backdrop, I'm going to just read a little bit from the Bible, from Matthew chapter 25. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open up to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Now, this is teaching about the second coming of the Lord, about us being watchful, but there's also something here, too, about expectations. You can prepare and have good information, so you can have realistic expectations, or you can be unprepared and make assumptions, and that leads to unrealistic expectations. The foolish virgins here had the unrealistic expectation that there would be enough oil to cover everything, and that probably the bridegroom would come during the day, so it wouldn't be necessary. So I say that in light of some instances, two instances I'm familiar with. One, I'm in my car, driving a long distance. I don't remember where, but I was going on vacation, listening to the radio. Dr. Laura Schlesinger's show was on. Woman called in complaining about her husband. Dr. Laura says, What's the problem? Well, we had a plumbing problem, and my husband didn't fix it. She says, Oh, tell me more. Well, it turns out that the husband did fix it, but he made a decision to hire a plumber. Okay, what's the problem? Well, my husband could have fixed it. Dr. Laura asked some probing questions like, Are you broke? Is it not in the budget? No, my husband makes good money. He's a CPA. He just called the plumber to fix it when he could have fixed it. Dr. Laura says, Was the plumbing problem fixed? Says, yes. Then what's the problem? See, what I thought was happening there was an unrealistic expectation that probably came from her growing up in a family where dad and maybe her brothers all were Mr. Fix-It. And so sometimes you'll have this situation flow into a marriage where a woman assumes that the man is always Mr. Fix-It. Well, not all of us guys are Mr. Fix-It. You know, I've known guys that were good at plumbing but couldn't fix a car. I know guys that were great at working on cars, but, you know, they might not have been the best carpenters in the world. You know, we all have different skills and different abilities. And if you have it in the budget and you have the money to do it, and you got a choice. If I have the skills, I can fix it. If I don't have the skills, I'll hire the professional. Or I'll find a friend who can fix it, maybe give them lunch or something like that. You know, these are options. Because the problem is, if you got something that's broken and you need to fix, does it matter who really fixes it? As long as you got the funds for it, or you have someone who's capable of doing it, and it gets fixed, it gets fixed. Another situation, a husband and a wife are having issues, and they go see their pastor. Pastor asks, What's going on? And one of the issues that was really grating at the husband was when he comes home from work, supper's not ready. Really bothers him. Okay. So I asked him, when you're growing up, who cooked dinner all the time? Mom. Did mom work? No. Okay. Dad came home every night, 6 o'clock, we had dinner. Okay. Says, what time do you get off work? 4 o'clock. What time does your wife get off work? She said, I get off at 5 o'clock. I see a challenge here. Let me ask you, sir. When you're dating your wife before you married, was she working? Yeah. So she was working before you met her, and now she's working now. Yeah. Okay, and you get off work 4 o'clock and she gets off at 5. Yeah. Do you see why I'm having a problem understanding you? Think about it. You grew up in a household where mom had it ready all the time, but you married a woman who was working. You had the information there. Maybe what you should do is help her. You know, you guys say, what do you want for dinner? And you can get supper started so when she comes home, maybe she can finish it. Maybe you need to peel the potatoes and cut the onions and put the meat in the oven. You know, there's a solution to this problem. Or maybe you can be satisfied with having dinner at 7 o'clock. But if you're getting off work first, I think maybe you need to understand your wife is just as tired as you when she gets home. It's all based on unrealistic expectations. And sometimes it comes from our childhood, it comes from tradition. If mom was a great cook and you marry a girl who's not so great a cook, one way to resolve that is maybe your wife should spend time with your mom in the kitchen and learn some of those recipes. You know, or maybe you should spend time with your mother in the kitchen and learning those recipes so you can cook it. There's nothing to prevent a man from cooking dinner. But these are just examples. You know, there's a lot of things that can create unrealistic expectations. So what you need is information. The more you know about each other and each other's backgrounds, the better able you're to adjust and adapt and overcome and have realistic expectations instead of unrealistic expectations, which can cause conflicts. I hope you find this helpful. Again, this is Dr. Dan, the Preacher Man, and I'm signing out. Take care, and God bless.